and Sarah's Stampin' Retreat. Today we're going to be making a gift box using the Poinsettia Petals dies, which are these dies here. So you've got several layering dies, you've got pieces that go inside them that will emboss as well, and you've got a nice array of like foliage to go around it as well. So these are these dies, and you can see that each of the pieces that make up a poinsettia, so this one, and this one, as well as the two holly leaves, have a piece like this that goes inside it, and that embosses into the leaves. So it creates this kind of look here where you've got embossing in the leaf. So you can put that, I usually just take them both down like that onto my cardstock, tape it down and run it through, and then you get these lovely embossed leaves. So I've cut out one of each size of those in real red cardstock, and I've also cut out the two leaves in shaded spruce cardstock. And then the other thing we're going to use to make our box today is this really gorgeous speciality paper, which is in our celebration catalogue at the moment. So you get 8 sheets in a pack, they're 6 by 6 inches, and you can choose this for free when you place an order of £45. So I've actually just die cut the middle of the flower from that as well. So this is going to create our box, and it's called a speciality paper, but it's really quite thick. It's definitely heavy enough for a box. So because I want a box that's bigger than one that you can just make out of a piece of 6 by 6 cardstock, I'm going to join two pieces together. So this piece is 6 inches by 5.5 inches. I'm just going to score on the back. So I'm going to score at 1/2 inch, at 3 inches, and at 5.5 inches on the 6 inch side. And then I'm going to score at 2.5 inches and 5 inches on this side. So I think I'm going to cut this piece as we go so that we don't lose track of which piece is which. So I'm holding this with the piece that has this small 1/2 inch piece at the bottom. So I've got the 4 squares there, and then strips down either side and across the bottom. And I'm going to cut up this side, up the score line, until I reach this score line here. And then I'm going to cut that piece off. Then I'm going to cut just up this one here, the middle piece, just to the first score line, and then I'm going to cut this piece off here. And then I'm going to cut about 1/2 inch away from this score line here, across there. So I'm just cutting about 1/2 inch under this score line, and then I'm going to cut up this score line until I reach the other score line. And then I'm just going to cut off this small square here. So I'm left with 3 squares and a flap there, flap there, flap there, flap there. So I'm just going to fold all the score lines. I'm going to fold them both ways. And then I'm just going to cut a small triangle off the edge of each of the flaps, just so that it fits together nicely when I fold it all up at the end. So that's one of my base pieces done. So this is the second of my base pieces. So this one measures 5 inches by 3 inches. And I'm going to score that at 2.5 inches on this long side. And I'm going to score it at 2.5 inches on this side as well. So then on this piece, I'm just going to cut off this left hand section of the small bit here. And then I'm going to cut up each side of this tab. And then I'm just going to fold these score lines. So then that's both pieces done on the base. So then I'm just going to score my lid. So I've got a 4 inch square piece of cardstock, and I'm going to move it so I've just got a gap down that side, and I'm just going to score it at 3/4 of an inch on each side. So I'm leaving a gap and scoring at 3/4 of an inch on each side. And then I can just fold those score lines. If you watch a lot of my videos, you'll know that on a lot of my boxes I reinforce the lids, but because this is quite thick and it's got a lot of texture to it, I'm not going to do that today. So all I'm going to do is just cut up one side of each of these corner pieces and then cut a little triangle off each side, and that will make a tab on each corner. So it doesn't matter which side of the corner you cut up, you could cut up that side or that side. You just want to cut up one side and then cut a little triangle off each. So we want a tab in each corner. So then I'm going to take my tear and tape. Let's make up the lid first. It's really easy. I'm just going to pop some tear and tape just on the flap, just next to the score line on each corner. And then actually I'm just going to put, because we're not reinforcing the lid, I'm just going to put another lot of tape on each corner as well, just so that it sits nicely inside, because you'll be able to see where the flaps go in there on the inside. This will just hold them nicely in place so they won't look messy. And then I'm just going to fold them round so that the fold meets the side of the next edge. So then that's our very spangly lid, and then we're going to take the piece with 3 squares on first. I'm going to put some tape on each of these flaps right next to the score line. And then I'm just going to take this off this flap, and then I'm going to pop that like that. So then on this piece I just need to pop some tape on this tab. Now we can attach it to the main body of the box. So I'm going to take my tape off there, this side, and then I'm going to take my tape off here as well. And I'm just going to line this up here so that the score line lines up with the edge of the box here, and then I'm going to line up this edge as well. And then I can just take the tape off these 2 sides. So normally to make a box like this, I would use a 7.5 inch square of cardstock. This is how you can make it using smaller pieces. So that's my box done, and I can pop that on the top. So then I've got this really cute glitzy box, and then I'm just going to make the poinsettia to go on the top. So like I said before, I've cut these pieces out of real red cardstock, so I'm just running my fingernail up the petals just to kind of give them a bit of dimension. And then I'm just going to pop them together with some dimensionals, so I'll pop that in the centre of there, and then I'll just offset this one on top, and then I'll pop that one on there, and offset this one on top. And then I'm just going to take a small piece of one and pop it on here, and then I'm going to pop that on top again. So then I'm just going to put some tape under here. I don't really love using glue on cardstock that this texture doesn't seem to adhere very well, so I'm going to use the tape. I'm just going to put a little strip under each of these leaves. Then I'm just going to pop that. I'm going to pop those in the corner. And then I'll pop another dimensional under here. And then we've got a really special looking box that is just perfect for Christmas, or you could even do the flower in a different colour and make it into like a special birthday box. I think that this cardstock would actually be perfect for if you've got a big birthday coming up, like 50th, 60th, that kind of thing, 30th, and you could put like use the numbers dies to put a 30 or a 40, whatever, on the top, because I think it does look really special. So that's our project finished for today. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future videos. If you press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will also notify you when I've got new videos available. The products that we've used to create today's box are listed in the description below, and there's also a host code there. So if you pop the host code into your basket before you check out, then I'll send you a free gift after the end of the month, and that's in addition to any celebration products that you earn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.